6,000 milliamp hours, size co-engineered cameras, a 6.82-inch quad-curve display. The Vivo X200 Ultra sounds like a spec-head's dream. The specs only tell you half the story. Today, we're unboxing this camera-centric beast to see if Vivo's latest Ultra lives up to its name. Let's dive into it. Hello and welcome to MazTechCentral. In front of me is the brand new Vivo X200 Ultra, one of the most anticipated camera-focused flagships of the year. I've been itching to unbox this, so let's get started. The packaging is minimalist and feels premium. Vivo keeps it simple, a solid black box with subtle Vivo X200 logo on top. Right on top we have the phone itself, wrapped in a protective sheet. Can't wait to unwrap that in a second. Vivo provides a 90-watt fast charger. Nice to see again. Just like the Oppo Find N foldable I reviewed recently. If you would like to see that review, the link is in the description. But finish watching this first. You get the SIM ejector tool and a USB-A to USB-C charger. All looks good. This again is great to see. A case in the box. Probably not the highest quality judging from the feel of it, but if you are like me and have this innate need to protect the phone straight away, then this will do it for now. I've seen quite a few in AliExpress already that you can just order and get delivered, but this will do in the meantime. I always appreciate when a flagship phone comes with a charger and a case. It means you can enjoy the fast charging straight away. Okay, no earbuds in the box, but I think that's expected now. In 2025, most of the phone manufacturers have done away with the 3.5mm jack, so I guess that's kind of expected now. Anyway, now onto the phone. So satisfying no matter how many times I get to do this. Alright, let's take a closer look at the phone. This phone means business. I mean, like an elephant in the room, but look at that camera bump. It's humongous. This unit comes in this sleek, almost matte red color with this sheen that shimmers in the sun. The Vivo logo at the back is all black and slightly embossed. The sides of the phone has a deep matte black finish, which is nice to see because it attracts less fingerprints. Speaking of fingerprints, the back, because of its finish, isn't a fingerprint magnet either. So if you're going to be using caseless, unlike me, your phone won't look messy after handling it for a few hours or a few minutes even, like other phones. The frame is a solid aerospace grade aluminium with clean chamfered edges. At 8.7mm thick and weighing about 230 grams, the X200 Ultra is on the heavier side. You'll probably notice that heft after extended use, but it also gives the phone a premium, sturdy feel. There's no doubt you're holding a flagship phone. The weight seems well distributed, though the top might feel a tad weighty due to that huge camera assembly. Speaking of camera assembly, it's massive. I know I've already said that. Vivo has gone bold with a circular island, housing 3 large camera lenses co-engineered with Zeiss and an LED flash. I mean, it's a big camera bump, but actually I don't mind it, to be honest, because the weight is so well distributed. I guess it just depends on your taste. It doesn't actually feel too bad in the hand. Add your comments below to let me know what your thoughts are on this camera bump. Do you like it? Do you think it's too big? I'm genuinely interested. We will come back to this camera later. We have a 6.82-inch display with subtle curves on all 4 edges. It gives the phone an almost all-screen look with minimal bezels. I do like it when manufacturers use a flat display, but to me this curve is minimal and actually feels great in the hand, to be honest. So I don't actually mind. The resolution is a huge 3168 by 1440p with a pixel density of 510 pixels per inch or PPI. So it's clear and crisp. It's protected with armor glass and even comes with a pre-installed screen protector. I love those small touches. The screen has an impressive 4500 nits peak brightness. You'll have no issues seeing this screen in the sunlight, but I will test this for the full review. It has a high dynamic LTPO refresh rate going from 120 Hz, where it gives you those smooth animations and smooth scrolling, dialing it down to 1 Hz to save precious battery when required. There is a small centered hole punch for the selfie camera and an under-display ultrasonic fingerprint sensor that has been very fast and reliable in the testing that I've done so far, which isn't that much, but it's been great so far. On the bottom, we have a USB-C 3.2 port, a SIM tray with dual SIM support, and one of the stereo speakers. As this is a China-only variant, there is no eSIM support, so just be aware of that. I was pleasantly surprised to find that the top has an IR blaster. I didn't actually believe it because it doesn't look like it has one, but I actually tested this on my TV and it actually works quite well. There's the volume rocker and the power button. There's no fancy alert slider or anything like that. That's more OnePlus territory. But everything feels clicky and well built. One thing you may have noticed is there's a final button here. This seems oddly familiar. Vivo have called it the camera key button. Now, where have I seen this before? But we will get into this in the full review. Overall, I'm impressed with the build quality. The Vivo X200 looks and feels like a luxury gadget. It's a bit hefty and one-handed use is a bit of a stretch, literally, but that's expected for a phone packing this much tech. I'll definitely use the included case because even with the improved drop resistance, I'm not risking this gorgeous device. Back into the case you go. Alright, let's talk about these cameras. These are arguably the main attraction of the X200 Ultra. Vivo has a long-running partnership with Zeiss. The phone packs a triple camera system on the back, but these aren't your run-of-the-mill sensors. They're some of the largest and highest resolutions we've seen on a phone. The primary camera has a 50 megapixel shooter. This sensor is a 1/1.28 inch in size, which is huge, almost 1 inch class. Vivo went with a 35mm equivalent focal length for this lens. That means it's a tad more zoomed in than typical smartphone cameras, which are around 23 to 24mm. Interesting choice. Perhaps to give it a more natural perspective and less distortion for portraits. It's got an aperture of f1.69 and an optical image stabilization for those ultra steady shots. Given the specs of this main camera, this should excel in low light and produce beautifully blurred backgrounds for those close-ups. Now onto the ultra-wide. Another 50 megapixel sensor with a 14mm ultra-wide lens at an f2.0 aperture. Vivo actually used the same sensor for the ultra-wide camera as they have for the primary camera, which is exciting. And I can't wait to see how this fares in low light as well. Ultra-wide shots should have just as much detail and low light performance as the main camera. I can't wait to test this. Finally, the telephoto periscope camera, a 200 megapixel telephoto sensor. Yes, that's right, 200 megapixels on a periscope lens with an 85mm focal length equivalent. Vivo has given us a 3.7 times optical zoom. The aperture is f2.3 and the sensor is a 1/1.4 inch sensor, which is smaller than the other cameras, but I'm sure with some clever software processing we'll get some decent results. We also have optical image stabilization, again, crucial for those steady zoom shots. On the video side, the camera offers an impressive 8K 30 frames per second video recording. But like most people, my TV only goes up to 4K, so I won't be able to test that. Anyway, it also has an impressive 4K 120 frames per second slow-mo on all 3 cameras. There's a dedicated night mode and Zeiss portrait styles, and also pro mode with extensive controls, to name a few. This is a photographer's playground. I haven't taken more than a couple of test shots so far. My first impressions? The shutter is quick, colours look natural, likely thanks to Zeiss's colour science, and the level of detail even when zooming is bonkers. But I'm reserving my judgment until I can put these cameras through varied scenarios. Expect a full camera review here soon, where I dive into image quality, low light, zoom performance, and all that good stuff. For now, consider me very optimistic about this setup. Now let's talk about the selfie camera. And yeah, it's 50 megapixels, which is kind of wild for a front camera. Most phone gives you like 8 or 12 megapixels up front, so this one's packing way more detail. But here's the thing, it actually uses a trick called pixel binning, where it merges 4 pixels into one. So most of the time you're getting a 12.5 megapixel shot. Why? Because it helps the camera pull in more light and gives you better, brighter shots, especially in low light. Basically, more usable shots, less grainy mess. The real win though, it's got autofocus, which means no more soft or blurry selfies if you move your head slightly. It tracks your face and keeps it sharp, which is rare for a front camera. Oh, and if you're into vlogging or content creation, this can shoot in 4K. So your videos will look crisp and professional straight from the front camera. We'll have to see how all this fares in real life in the full review. The Vivo X200 Ultra boots into Origin OS 5 based on Android 15. Now this is the Chinese model, so if Vivo ever decide to ship this globally, it would run FunTouch OS, which I think we're more familiar with. As this is just the first impressions, I'll note a few things briefly. Origin OS is snappy and packed with different features, but it's also quite different from stock Android. Out of the box, there's some Chinese bloatware, which is to be expected, but those can be uninstalled. Navigating the UI, I do see a lot of customization options, slick animations and a ton of widgets. It can be a bit overwhelming at first, especially with the Chinese language popping up every so often, even in English mode, but Vivo has definitely polished the look of this operating system. Swiping around, everything feels fluid thanks to the 120 Hz and those powerful internals. If you're like me and want to access Google services, Gmail, YouTube, Maps and the Play Store, don't worry, it's totally doable on this Vivo X200 Ultra, even if it doesn't come with it out of the box. I'll cover on how to in the full review, but honestly, it takes less than 5 minutes and it works perfectly. I've been using all my Google apps with no issues. So yeah, the Vivo X200 might be China only, but you can still get that full Google experience. Easy. If you thought the camera bump was huge, the battery is 6,000 milliamp hours. We're talking potentially all-day battery life, even for heavy users. Scrolling, streaming, gaming, it should just keep going. It's one of the biggest batteries in any flagship right now. But it's not just the size, it's the tech inside that matters too. It's using something called a silicon carbon battery, which is kind of next gen compared to the regular lithium ion batteries we're used to. In simple terms, you get faster charging, longer battery life, and the battery itself takes up less space inside the phone, so Vivo can still keep it slim while packing serious power. And with a 90-watt fast charge included in the box, you're topping up from 0 to around 50% in like 15 minutes. Honestly, this is one of the features that quietly makes the biggest difference in daily use, and I can't wait to test it. So that's my unboxing and initial hands-on with the Vivo X200 Ultra. First impressions? Vivo wasn't kidding around. The X200 Ultra is overflowing with high-end tech, a gorgeous display, a top-tier processor, enormous battery, and one of the most ambitious camera setups I've seen on a phone, all wrapped up in a premium build that generally feels expensive, because it is. This phone starts at around £810 or around $1,100, including shipping from Wonder Mobile, which are my go-to for phones not available globally. Link is in the description if you wish to buy one. For now, I'll be signing off to actually use this device as my daily driver. Coming up though, I'll have a full review where I delve into the cameras, expect photos and video samples, and more focus on how the X200 holds up in real-world use. Battery life, gaming, performance, software quirks, you name it. If you've enjoyed this unboxing and would like to see more on the X200 Ultra and other videos, hit that like button and subscribe to MazTechCentral so you don't miss the full review. And if you have any questions about the phone, drop them in the comments. I'll try to cover them in the next video for you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.